out on the road doing ministry and went to a church, and I remember the green room, if you want to call it that, was I don't know if there was construction going on or unfinished construction, but there was a lot of 2x4s of plywood in the room. No drywall or any paneling, anything like that. And there were a lot of spider webs and different things. It was like behind the pulpit, the stage, choir area, whatever. No biggie, went back there, changed my clothes, refreshed for a moment, and got back on the road. So, no harm, no foul, right? Well, I got home and noticed a little bite, itch, almost like maybe it felt like a mosquito bite or ant bite or something on my backside. Didn't pay much attention the first day. Then the next day it was red and a little bit bigger. When it started to be kind of hard, swollen, but hard under the skin. Put some Benadryl on it. That was that Friday, I believe. Then I woke up Saturday morning after being up most of the night Friday night with the fever, and it was about the size of my fist, protruding, and hard as a rock, and red and fever and the whole 9 yards. So I checked in the ER by myself, drove myself over there, and of course, ER is a typical. This particular hospital was just like the driver's license bureau or something like that. It was a lot of folk in there. So I'm sitting in there. I started to black out, sitting in the waiting room. And so I remember telling somebody who was near me, like, y'all need to get somebody, because I'm like, everything's starting to go black. So they came and got me and rushed me back there. And so, long story short, it ended up being I got bit by a brown recluse spider. And the venom had gotten down in my skin, and that's why all the swelling and the fever and all like that. And I was about to go into a toxic coma, toxic shock or whatever, something like that. I ended up being at the hospital about 7 hours total. They had to drain 60 cc's, which I think they told me was almost like a cup full of the venom or the poison or whatever that had gotten in me or began to multiply when it was starting to go through my bloodstream. So you imagine coming to and hearing all this. The doctor and the nurse and everything, they were saying, are you a priest or an exorcist or something? I said, well, no, I'm a preacher. And I said, why do you ask? He said, well, because even when you were like subconscious or unconscious and you're kind of in and out and everything, but you were there, you're out of it, you would just all of a sudden, say, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. I rebuke death. I shall live and not die. And all of that, just speaking in tongues and casting the devil out and rebuking death and even cast the devil out of my. He repeated. They wrote down all the different things that I was saying, and I said, it's amazing, because I remember that when I was laying there and like every time I would like kind of start to fade out, just everything's like fade to black. I could hear in my ear, so to speak, the enemy of my flesh, whatever, the enemy saying, just go ahead and die. Just go ahead and die. And I can remember faintly saying, no, I shall live and not die. It's not my time yet. It's like the devil or my mind or whatever was trying to get me to just go ahead and give up and die. Now, here's the thing about it. I wasn't worried about if I died, where I was going. Hello. Because one of the things I said was, well, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. So I still win. And I do remember saying that. What was in me, in my spirit, in my subconscious, in my knower, if you will, was that even though when I didn't even know what was going on, excuse me, the enemy was trying to get me to give up and die. And I was like, oh, no. And I refused. But that was quite interesting that it was quite a testimony. He said, yeah, you had you not come in and had you stayed home and whatever, you would have eventually died, because you were going into a toxic shock, because that venom was starting to go through your system. Now, so praise be unto God. Now here's the thing about it. So they wanted to keep me for observation because they had packed the wound and it was fresh and all like that. But forgive me, y'all, I don't want to sound sacrilegious, but me and my stupid tail, I said, no, I'm not staying. I got to go to church in the morning. And sure enough, he said, are you sure, Reverend? He said, you're going to have to come back because we're going to have to unpack and redress the wound. I mean, we drained all this out of it. I'll come back. You just tell me what time to come back. What time to get out of church? I said, well, I should be done about 12:30. All right, I'll be there 1 o'clock. Okay. Then when church was over, I went and I made it to the doctor. But this is the funny thing is too, when they went to undress the wound and redress it and stuff it and all that down in there, no anesthesia, not even local. Woo! You talking about calling on the name of Jesus? I started rebuking. I started rebuking the doctor. The Lord rebuke you. I need something. This hurts. But that wasn't the case. Oh man. But I'm telling you, God is a healer. Anyway, I'll talk to you just a little bit. Peace out. Love you.